Good evening, Bridge family. Just a quick announcement and just a thought for you. First, we decided that we're going to postpone the the lip sync watch party that's scheduled for this evening at 6:30. We talked after the service this morning, and as we just reflected upon where we are as a country, what's going on in our own community, it just felt right that we would hold off on that event. So we'll reschedule for another time. The Victory Youth and Kids Church, your 7 p.m. meetings are still on, so we hope to see you there. A quick thought for you. I think that this week has been one of the more overwhelming and difficult and painful and trying weeks that I can recall. And if you're like me, it has been hard to process everything. And it has me thinking about the moment in Luke 8 where Jesus is he's made a beeline to Jairus' house to heal Jairus' daughter. And he's got his face set to that. He's got a great crowd around him. And as he's moving, all of a sudden he stops, he's interrupted, he stops everyone, and he says, "Somebody touched me." And well, you know the story. The disciples are saying, "You're crazy, Jesus. There's a huge crowd around you." He says, No. Somebody reached out and touched me, and he stops everyone, and of course the bleeding woman throws herself at his feet. She had reached out to grab the hem of his garment just in the hope that she might be healed. And this is where we are, brothers and sisters. We have been walking steadfast, looking to move out of this pandemic, to move toward being a community again in the flesh. Our face has been set upon it, and this week just all of that got thrown aside in a powerful way, from the tragic death of George Floyd until now, and all that we've seen in the past week just has interrupted our lives in a powerful way. And so it has me thinking, well, how does the church love like Jesus loved in that moment? And I would just ask you to consider, I'd invite you to ponder and look at Jesus in that moment. He allows himself to be interrupted. He turns and gives his full attention to the woman. He allows himself to be inefficient for a moment. And he gives ear to the woman, and he reaches out and he blesses her and he heals her. And so as we see the pain that's going on in the country, as we hear the cries from our African American brothers and sisters about the pain and the sorrow of racism in our country that they experience, as we see our own city being torn apart and at war with each other in our own city, I would just invite you, wherever you are on this, whatever your experience has been, whatever thing you hold to be true about this, that as a follower of Jesus, you would turn as he turned and just give ear to the lament and the cry of sorrow that our brothers and sisters of color are crying out in this moment. Consider in this moment that in our own community we have people who are the bleeding woman, who are crying out for our love and attention, to love as Jesus loved them in that moment. So I would encourage you, I'd invite you to do that, to ask the Spirit to lead you to what that means for you this week. There is no one prescription on what Jesus will call you to do. But love as he loved, brothers and sisters. Give ear and give your attention to it. Allow it to interrupt your walk this week. And remember, of course, that it is Jesus' love that we want to point toward. It's Jesus' love and affection and care who we want to lead people to, and we want to bring our own hearts to. So I'd offer that to you this week. Our hearts are heavy with you, Bridge. We love you, brothers and sisters. And we just want to invite you to cry out and love one another well this week. So God bless you. Walk with the King this week and be a blessing.